Written testimony.
I ain't like it because Jay-Z was all over the
Jay-Z pulled a Kobe at the All-Star game and was like, all right, even if there's other great talent here, I'm going to kind of hog the ball for a second because I'm Jay-Z.
I mean, it don't even be that. Like, you been signed to Jay and holding music so long, my nigga, you ain't got no choice with this being your first album, but to let it do numbers by letting him put his name, and his name not on the joint though.
I know, Jay-Z, man, he different.
Nah, but none of the albums say featuring.
Yeah, you don't say, it just only show Travis Scott and The Dream.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah.
That's how you know that's business. That's big business. That's big business right there. It's like my voice is enough. I don't gotta put my name on this bitch no more. He probably don't even, bro. When you up $1 billion, bro, he probably ain't even taking no cut from his artist no more, bro. He probably like, man,
nah, he taking a cut.
Nah, bro, like
he taking a cut.
He taking a cut, but he ain't taking no significant cut.
Nah, he probably put him in position more because
it's not a business, man. He's a business.
But that's the thing that we've always been missing because it's better to get a piece of everything. I don't need all of. I don't have to fuck you if I can get 50 people living and eating. You know what I mean? They gonna keep me alive.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like fuck that.
And this nigga keep bringing in like the wave, the talent that's on the wave at the moment. He keeps bringing in like the niggas who have like the best upside and shit. Like,
how y'all feel about him stealing Nipsey from not Nipsey, but Megan from my man
Carl
Crawford. Was that grimy or no?
That's the game.
Not grimy and
that's business.
And you gotta know though. You gotta know.
She saw a better opportunity with Hov and then she went for that shit in that situation because like Meg knew what she was getting. Okay, maybe she didn't know all the way what she was getting into when she first. She knew
she did. She knew she was taking 40% of 100, and it was left at 60. That's what went to the big.
But 40% when you first getting off, man, that ain't too bad though. On some real shit.
40% is.
Ain't bad.
I'm just saying
for out the gate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For out the gate, you bring. But then the part that she mad about, but she agreed to. See, this way I would have negotiated better is with a 40%, and I gotta pay for the engineers I'm using and my studio time and shit.
Oh, she had to pay for that.
That's why she wanted to renegotiate the contract.
But I ain't know all the details about it.
But
that's
you would think
that's standard though.
Yeah, but you
ain't see the TLC movie.
They got the face for you got fucked the word.
That's what happened in the TLC movie.
That's why everybody.
Yeah, but nah, the TLC movie job like was a little worse. Like Meg at least get to see her money. The TLC girls was not seeing a bread, bro.
I know, but I'm saying that's what happened in the TLC movie. They was like, you got this video, right? You got this motherfucker. It was my man. Man, what was the name? One of the Huxtables.
Theo.
Not Theo. The Bud. Friend, Bud. Wasn't it Bud who played him? I can't remember.
Niggas gotta go on Google for that.
All I know is Lil Mama looked like Lil Bow Wow, so I don't know why they had it.
You never see him in the room at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Tawana, man.
Shy got some explaining to do.
Oh, she a clown.
She looks like Lil Bow.
Lil Mama needs to pop up. Lil Mama needs to pop up on the Millennium Tour and do lip gloss with Bow Wow standing there to prove that they're not the same person.
You don't never see them the same
at the same time. 2 forms of identification.
Like shit.
They got all 2 forms of ID.
Is this a theory? I'm not here. No.
That's you gotta look at their nose structure and you gotta look at their eyes. Yeah. They got the same nose and they got the same
either
eyes.
that or Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Like shit. Which is also possible.
Ohio and New York ain't that far from each other either.
Not at all.
They both little.
Yeah. They both little. Short.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're little.
Damn. This shit crazy out here, man. They got this damn corona. Niggas don't want to dap each other up. I'm going to open mics.
Niggas getting the Wakanda salute. Fuck that.
Nah, oh God, you gotta hit a nigga with that.
That's all people getting.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to what's this, the 5th installment of Hippies and Pancakes? See, I smoke a lot. That's the hippies part. It's your boy Tatted and Rich. Got my man DJ Q-Ways with me.
What's up?
Of course, D with me, you know.
What's going on?
And always a very special guest.
I'm happy to be here, bro.
StevenX.
I saw the first episode of it. I was like, oh, my nigga's doing progressive shit.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to take it to a different level. I'm happy to be here, bro. Appreciate you inviting me out here.
I appreciate you reaching out for real, because honestly, like everybody else, I was scouting, and when you reached out, I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to fit him in, because that means you come in and really support what's going on. So with that...
Yeah, no, you know I got to come through, man. You got a different character to you that I don't think a lot of people who be in the same spaces as really understand, because you got... It's a bit enigmatic, but I'm kind of the same way with my energy, feel me? Like I feel like sometimes when you super focus, but you also... have like a sense of like mindful humility about you, because it's like,
oh man, this is a therapy session.
Like,
this is a therapy session, y'all.
It was a real shit.
Got the sensei with me. You know, we in the
like,
dojo.
I remember when I first met him. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the only people that approached, not to be like on some scouting me out or trying to size me up type shit. Just like genuine acknowledgement of. Nah, I respect you. I fuck with you, and I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this would be at moments when me personally, even though my performance energy be like super high level, charismatic type stuff, I still have a lot of self-conscious moments when I'm on that stuff. And it's like, I get filmed, whether if it's on my phone or I got somebody else that'll send me footage from their phone or whatever. And then I'm studying it, trying to get better. And it's like when we first started like really chopping it up and exchanging energy, getting game from one another and shit, it's some good ass weed. I ain't smoked real like all week. So this this is wake and bake for the week. That's the Bone Thugs.
Or the Saturday.
Yeah.
He about to be hot on Wednesday. He gonna be hot on Wednesday. Watch. He gonna wake up Wednesday. This shit still gonna be lingering. I'm groggy.
Hey, nah. You know when you come down from being high for like an extended period of time where it's like there's no weed around and you just kind of like, and then you wake up one day, you like, oh damn, I'm like sober.
I be feeling like a sim. I be feeling like a sim when I'm sober. I be like really like on autopilot. Somebody else driving this car right now. It's not me. No, but shit, man. What you been up to? Like
Bad.
Like on the creative tip, I seen you redropping some old visuals, so that means you got some new shit coming.
I've been gradually talking myself back into getting into shit, yo. Like 2019 was different for me because I had material out, but I wasn't pressed to drop it because I wasn't the same person that I was when I first released it. And it was like the material that I released for my project that I dropped last, which was Trials of the Sensei, and that was 2018. It's 2020. So dropped it on the back end of 2018 in November. And then I was promoting it to perform for it for pretty much like the whole first half of 2019. And then I just got to a point like I got into a new relationship. Girl that I'm with right now, she kind of had me thinking and feeling a little different. And it was just like, on top of that, my family situation got a little bit better, where it's like I have better understanding with my people's about the space that I was at creatively speaking, because like that was something else that was a real conflict for me in my like early 20s and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like now we had an understanding where like they see me grinding, they see me trying to like really like bust my ass for this shit. And it's a different understanding that they have now. So it's like a lot of the shit that I used to put out, I always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder, like I had some shit to really like prove the niggas and shit, instead of just like enjoying the process of actually making it. Feel me? Like niggas who used to see me perform when I was like in like Annapolis a lot, because I started performing for real. Like I got my like real like stage legs out in Annapolis.
Yeah, I'm shocked. When I first started following you, that's why I used to see you promoting the shows down there like once a month. Shout out to Justice a Genius Child.
the conglomerate, what's dope, because that's like home. Like even before I got to the space where I met you, that was my first open mic community. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's important that you can identify yourself with one of those, especially like when you first starting out, because I wasn't comfortable with being on the stage consistently until I started going out there and I started cooking out that shit. And then like who I was from that point versus where I'm at now were two totally different people.
Right.
So taking a break was something, as far as like taking a break from recording, I stopped performing as much because I was like, nah, I ain't this person. I ain't trying to give out this energy, and people want to keep wanting me to do it. Because it's like, even though I wasn't all the way there feeling it, like in the sense of it's bad quality. The quality was there. The music was dope. But personally, I didn't feel that way anymore. So it's hard for me to rap these lyrics and shit. And it's like, it's like Kanye West with Gold Digger. That's a good example. Because it's like, people be like, play that song. But it's like, I ain't even that person no more, bro.
Yeah, that's how I feel about matching rollies. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't really feel that way, but it's just like, I still feel the way, like the lyrics that I rap in that song, my thoughts still stand. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I'm somewhere else with the music.
So far past it, and you're better than what you were when you first put that material out.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying?
So how you get around it? Like, what you been doing to like try to get around?
I've been getting in my I've been using my other pen. You know what I mean? Because I'm fortunate enough where I understand that being a writer ain't just writing music. Because I was always writing even before I decided to be an MC. Like my first love was writing like short stories, journalism and shit. So I decided to use my connects that I had from just going to different networking events, going out to just support other people performing and shit, music business seminars, like you name it. If somebody's giving some knowledge and some information on how to get ahead, I'm with the shits.
Right.
Like, and using those contacts that I got from that time last year, I told him, I was like, look, I'm looking to get into some different work, and I want you guys to throw me with whatever story you want published for your publication or whatever it is you got on your platform. Let me know, and I'm gonna swing it for you. So last year, one of the cool things I was able to do outside of being on the mic and being on the stage, I got a chance to interview Chris Gotti. That was probably like one of the bigger interviews for me because I was asking the questions to a real OG nigga who people can say what they want about Murder Inc., especially back in the 90s. Wasn't nobody fucking with those niggas for real.
Yeah.
It was like, and the way that him and Irv was running shit, it was like from a music business model and how they was getting the money for their shit, niggas couldn't deny that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then in talking to him, I kind of realized that, or at least this is just my personal theory. People can have their own opinion about the shit. I felt like he was the one that was more responsible for the success because of how he was talking about the game and shit.
Right.
So getting game in that sense, like even though I'm interviewing it for a magazine and stuff, me as a personal individual asking these questions to him as an established vet, and me trying to get to that point myself within just music and the culture and shit and hip hop, like, it's important for me to just take this information for my own as well too. Like, as much as I be writing stuff for other people, I go back and read my own shit because I try to put important information or mindful information in there. So if I ever need a refresher on some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Go back and refresh yourself.
Exactly. So I've been reinforcing myself in that sense, and then just going through different things. I traveled for the first time, like really extensively at the beginning of the year. I got a chance to go out the country for the first time before all this shit got out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? As far as people being able to go back and forth.
Where you go?
Went to Belize.
Oh, you went home?
Yeah. It was a really good thing, man.
Yeah, how was that, man? Cause I seen you in your travels, so you know me and you got like a different connection, like a different understanding of each other. Yeah. And we operate we know that we operate on a spiritual level more than a physical sometimes. So,
dog, it was especially from a spiritual standpoint, it was humbling because Americans, and this shit kind of is being exposed right now in the times that we're living in, but Americans are really complacent, not realizing how much they really have at their disposal. And when I went to Belize, annual average income out that motherfucker only $5,000 a year.
I mean, I'm up. I might go down.
Way up.
Hey, and then the currency exchange, American dollar is 2 to 1, so you can do stuff comfortably down there. But for the people who live down there, they don't live in houses on a consistent basis. They don't have like developed housing structures.
I can go down that joint and take care of people.
They live in shacks. They live in huts. And then if it's not a part of the resort shit, and the resort and the tourism is their biggest import or their biggest export or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get most of their revenue for the country.
Right.
If it's not for that, then all the residentials, they don't even call them neighborhoods, they call them villages.
Right.
Feel me? So it's like being in that space, seeing that they had physically and materialistically, they had less than anything that we would have here in the country. Like if people from these villages were able to come and see the shit that we have here in America, and then had access to the resources and the opportunity to get money and shit, versus if the people here who don't have the same fortitude had to be in their situation,
right.
Niggas from here is going to fold it, and then the people from over there will prosper over here.
That's what they do, though. That's what they do when the foreigners come here. They capitalize on that. They capitalize on our resources, like, and they use it to its advantage. And even I want to say even the Caucasians from here. You know what I'm saying? Because statistically speaking, it's more of them on welfare than it is black people.
Big facts. But that's because
by percentage, not just number.
I mean, I'm about to say they do still make up the majority of the pie, even though us as minorities is not as small as they would like us to think, but they still do own or occupy. Man, they don't own shit.
We got tricked out our spot.
That's right.
We got tricked out our spot, and we got tricked out our spot real good because for the first few decades or so, and after slavery, we was in Congress holding a lot of seats. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Speaking for our community. There's nobody here. Everybody here. It's nobody here that with social media it's even worse because there's nobody here that's just clean. Mm-hmm. Like back in the day, people probably was doing dope and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But let's be realistic because certain stuff wasn't even outlawed.
It wasn't outlawed, and
depending
on where you were,
all of them was on coke. It's known. That was like their medicine.
But it was an anesthetic back in war times too. Like before morphine, they was using cocaine.
Exactly, and depending on who you were as far as your social status, niggas wasn't going to say shit because they knew that you had the power to hem them up if you decided to speak out on them too much and make it seem like it was something that was going to mess up their character.
It wasn't even bad. Like the stuff that we consider bad was normal. Like we had a president that married a 14-year-old girl.
What the fuck was that?
Quincy Adams.
Man, that was old white.
Y'all don't know this stuff.
I don't be no. Hey,
I mean, it
don't
learn shit every day.
It
don't surprise me.
Nah, but I'm just saying he was the president.
Yeah, yo,
14-year-old cousin he married.
I mean, look.
I said I know Quincy. Like that's my bad and shit. I don't know that.
I don't know that motherfucker, but
John Adams' son.
I mean, the shit ain't changed. The shit ain't changed in fucking 300 years though. But that's neither here nor there, man. It's like traveling opened my eyes to the fact that.
But this shit did change.
It's like, I mean, it changed. But as much as it changed, the shit still stays the same, bro. Because the same people who are about the self-preservation just for themselves and not even for the redistribution of shit. Know what I'm saying? Those people still trying to hold all the shit in play. That's the problem right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The system works.
Yeah.
The system works. It just works for certain people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's go to what me and Q was talking about though before we got the rolling. We was talking like Money don't know no race though.
Not at all.
Money don't even care who it belong to. It don't. Money don't give a fuck. It ain't never. And it's all a bunch of dead white dudes on it, and they don't care. And then when you put it in the bank, them white dudes not even on the money no more.
It's all digital.
It's a bunch of zeros and ones, bro. Like, and those, they don't care who they belong to. Mm. Cause they get taken, all kind of stuff. Go. Yeah, the value go up, it drop all the time. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's like you got like the biggest thing I learned from being in that space.
But what if you feel like we're owning property though, right? You own property, right? Because down there, it's bad.
Dude, that shit would be lovely.
It is bad as shit, right? You own property, right? Down there, it'd be a different vibe though. When you go and own land, they gonna honor that you own the land. Here is not the same thing.
It was a different mindset because it's like the way that they have their rite of passage. When you move out your parents' house down there, niggas got to go build their own house, bruh.
That's all right.
Also niggas like. Right. But think about that versus us here. We want somebody else to already have everything set up. It's like for them. It's a different type of fulfillment that they have down there where it's like it's not about those numbers and shit because those as much as the numbers dictate how we move and shit, those numbers really shouldn't mean anything at the end of the day because they don't exist where we physically are. You know what I'm saying? We put those numbers there because we need some type of regulation as people. But at the end of the day, as far as like how we function and how we interact with one another and how we treat one another, the numbers shouldn't really matter at the end of the day.
But honestly, we gotta be realistic. This money make the world move. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Trade made the world. That's what it is. It just became one almost universal currency. They act like a universal currency doesn't exist. It does. You know what I'm saying? It's a dollar in whichever form you call it. Once it get traded over to this to become more or less, it's still a dollar.
That's the other thing about it. Like the sense of community that they have down there and sharing their dollar is why they thrive the way that they do.
People say that about Atlanta.
I mean, but Atlanta is one city where that should be a more consistent thing across the map.
Or maybe more people should migrate there.
You think Atlanta can hold more people than
I feel like if more people move there with the billionaires or the millionaires that already existed and you coming in to build more, you're going to have more consumers. And then with more consumers become more businesses.
That's real.
Which is more money back to the, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but I feel like for a space like them, I feel like they're already good.
But then imagine how they already good. All we got to do is more people migrate to places like that and then build.
So you're saying it is more than just Atlanta itself. I thought it was like trying to put everything in Atlanta.
No, not just. Okay. Of course, where people going to live in the sky?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
You got to think suburbs too. People will live outside the suburbs, like how people migrate to DC every day to work, but they live 2 hours away.
Yeah, niggas be coming from West Virginia.
That's still community. 2 hours ain't nothing.
That's real.
We ain't on horses no more. We ain't cars nothing.
Another automated transportation.
You feel me? So,
That's real.
Like, and if you got it, you probably can catch a helicopter every day back and forth to work.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Look, man.
Look. Too soon for helicopters.
Nah. They statistically safer than cars.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. And the only reason I say that because nobody's about to be waiting at BWI every day to catch a plane. Like, I'm not catching no jet for 2 hours to Richmond just to cut the trip down.
No.
That's a lot of fuel.
An airstrip is complicated. Helipad's a lot easier. I mean, like, that part I do agree with. That part I definitely do agree with.
Nah, but...
Shit, this music shit, I'm excited because now it's not about, like I said, I feel like when I was younger doing this shit, because I decided to be an MC and writing shit when I was like 17, 18.
That's late.
I mean, it's late, but I'm 27, but I did a lot in that 10-year gap where it's like, because I did it as a young adult and my decision making was more like, I'm looking to maximize as what I can do as much as I can. I've enjoyed the progress that I made with the shit.
What song or what era of music and like got you want to do that at 17?
I looked at a lot of what happened. I grew up in the 90s. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's a convenient time to grow up as far as wanting to be inspired by music, because it's not just hip hop shit. It's the R&B shit was popping. Nigga, I used to watch TRL with my sister and shit, and get in my cousins and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like one summer, yo, it was like this shit had to be like 97, 98, and it was me, and I was the youngest and shit. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I used to just try to pay attention to everything that was going on, whether if it was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like that was when, you know, I started to enjoy music. But as far as like wanting to actually do it, you know what I'm saying? Like that didn't come until later, when it was like I went to private school and shit. So having a creative inclination was not something that they was really trying to put on me, because it was college prep shit. You know what I'm saying? At the time, it was one of those things I couldn't, even if I had some type of objection about it, just because I was thinking about it differently. I was thinking about it from a social standpoint. I want to be with my niggas and shit in public school. On some dumb shit. But the critical thinking that I got from being in that space, I'm not going to hold you, because there weren't as many things distracting me. That's why I've been able to capitalize on shit at the point that I'm at now. You know? But, like, going back to the music and shit, the 90s was the shit that got me, like, really wanting to, like, try to replicate that style. Like, I used to fuck around with my mans and shit. My nigga Phil, that's my day one. And we used to just, Russell Visions. That's shout out to my nigga, yo. He be blessing me with visuals and shit. And if anybody needs some shit in this motherfucker, that includes people who work in the cameras, behind the cameras, watching the cameras. If you need some motherfucking visuals and shit, my nigga Russell Visions, Philip Russell, that's a good dude right there. And he like him being my right hand the way that he was somebody else who encouraged me from an early point to be like, yo, because we used to just be fucking around and saying like dumb shit, but like sometimes my dumb shit would be sounding kind of like hot and catchy and shit, and then he would be hearing it, and then we were like, bro, that sounds better than the dumb shit that they already got on the radio. What you doing? But we was like 12, 13, 14 and shit. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that shit. Because at that point in time, it wasn't something that was just readily promoted for me, where it's like, you can be whatever you want, but that musician shit, that entertainment shit, that shit is a long shot. So that's not something that you should just regularly pursue. That's how that shit was presented to me. So at the time, it was like, we used to just joke around, because that's what we loved to like watch and take in when we was growing up and shit. Because you know what I'm saying, that was the stuff that, looking at those people and seeing how they were successful, they look like us, they dress like us, they walk like us, they talk like us, and they come from the same place as us. We was like, if they can do that shit, you know what I'm saying? In the back of our minds, we thought that, but I didn't start acting on that shit until way later. You know what I'm saying? And then the early 2000s music kind of like got me to the point where I was like really wanting to make something like it. And when I was 17, the thing that kind of compelled me to just go all the way in with it is that I lost my cousin in a motorcycle accident. And that was my first time that the idea of life being like a finite cycle, that's when that shit, like, it really clicked with me, where it was like, it's not a game. Do what you want to do with this shit. Do what people expect you to do. Do what you want to do for yourself and make your own expectations. When I got to that point, and after that shit happened, I was in undergrad school down in North Carolina at the time, and there was a lot of open mics and shit that would be going on around the Winston-Salem area, like between SU and Wake Forest and shit. Because those were just like, Winston-Salem was the black, like the same way in DC, Howard is the HBCU, and then you got all the white schools and shit on the other side of town, like the Georgetowns and the GW. Winston is Howard, and then Wake Forest is Georgetown and shit. That's the parallel, right? Okay. So I used to jug between those two scenes with my mans and them, just doing open mics, little spoken word shit. It wasn't no music with it, but it was just like, it was therapy. Like, we talked about that shit at the beginning. Like, music was like an outlet for me, where it's just like, or the spoken word at the time, because it wasn't even no music with it. It was just something for me to just help me get my shit off after dealing with all the shit that I was dealing with. And the encouragement that I got at the time when, I was going through my paces, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for myself, it was something that really was like, yeah, you got some shit with you. Just like, even if you don't do it for this reason that you're doing it right now, I think this is something that you should continue to explore, because you have a really good gift to be able to get people's attention and also connect with them on a real, authentic and genuine level. So, kind of just started to poke around with it, fuck around with it here and there. Where, like, my man's one of my people that I was really good with back in the day, he used to rap and shit, and he used to play some of his beats, and then he would just be like, spit something, and it's just like it kind of sounded like the generic version of how niggas start rapping, but for me, it was like I was more self-conscious than niggas who thought that they were super nice in the beginning, and I needed a lot of like positive reinforcement to be like, nah, you can actually do this shit, bro. So it's like, that's why it's like, me now, I enjoy where I'm at now, because
is more challenge or what?
What's the challenge?
Spec 16.
Oh, right now?
Yep.
Hold on. You want a beat?
If it's y'all house, we can kick it. We can kick it however y'all want.
Let's ask Chad how you want it.
So the guess this y'all are. You say y'all were hospitable. I believe it now. That's real. All right, I can kick a little half and half. Because it's DC and that's a staple. Shout out to the carryouts. Even during these tough times. I know their business probably getting hit hard as shit.
Yeah, I'm about to get some carryout.
Oh, Mumbo sauce still popping. The Roni can't stop it. Yeah, I'm gonna say we can whenever the red light's going for that, we can go ahead and get it like this. When I step into my skin, know that you cannot pretend that you feel this electricity coming through my fingers all off the top. Know that I bring you the best that you ever felt in your whole life. StevenX in this joint, feeling like my name Mike. Pick the last name, Tyson, Jordan, or Jackson. All about the action. And your faction is going down. If it's going head to head with mine, and I do this here like I have no mind. This is freestyle off the top. Give me my props, because I do this joint until the day that I drop in a casket or urn. Take your turn. And around this globe, this is how it burns. And I learned how to do something a little better than anybody else that's trying to get the cheddar, mozzarella, cheese, whatever you please. I am on this joint sicker than any disease that's corona or marijuana. I'm in the zona, feeling like I'm hotter than a sauna. What do you wanna? What's up? And it's like doing that shit now, compared to like, if you asked me to do that shit 10 years ago or even 7 years ago, it would be hard for me to do it, because I wouldn't think that I was fully capable of just being able to step into it like that. But it's always been in me, because like I said, the writing was something that I've been doing even before I was writing.
Who are your biggest inspirations?
Oh, that's always a fun question. Because there's some core dudes and then there's some deviations in between that. But for me, it's a unique blend of Kanye West, Schoolboy Q, Kid Cudi.
They all the same type of vibe.
The same type of vibe,
like
but
groovy,
a different vibration of the same groove.
Eclectic fuckers, yeah.
Of course, Kendrick, Drake's, Cole's. Biggie Smalls.
Why you say all those names with an S?
I mean,
Drakes and Coles.
I mean, people of the same ilk, because there's a lot of people who it's a certain vibration, but they have their own way of delivering.
What, like Bryson Tiller?
Like, nah.
What?
I mean, like, not. I ain't mean to say like, oh, nah, I don't, like he's a bad dude. That's just not my preference. Like,
now I'm saying, like, when you say Drakes, what do you mean? Like, that's like a category of type of rapper.
The melodics. I mean, because
okay,
like the melodic type dudes. Like, I fuck with ASAP Rocky a lot. His first couple of projects were crazy for me. Like, I remember like seeing him perform. Like, it was wild as shit, because I was still in college at the time. I was in Greensboro, and my man's he has a production company here in the DMV too. Shout out to UXU agency. My nigga Raza, he was doing photos when he was going to school at A&T. So he was at A&T in Greensboro, and I was at Winston. That shit like 30 minutes apart. So I used to ride out that John and fuck with him, because he used to be able to get in for certain performances for the low and shit. So I was with him, and then I went to go see ASAP Rocky with him and my cousin and shit. And then we pulled up, and then this nigga had the flu, but this nigga bodied his whole
nigga had corona
set.
early. Hey.
That nigga had the flu back in like 2012 and pulled a flu game, and it was impressive.
Jordan, flu game one, yeah.
He gave like a whole like 50 plus that night, and it was like seeing him do shit like that, especially at the time, because he had just first came out. I was just like, I don't know if I can get behind somebody like a dude calling himself pretty. Like that concept at first kind of threw me off.
ASAP, my man, though.
Like at this point now, it's all love and respect. But at that time, I was my perception and understanding the shit was just a little different.
Let me ask you something, right?
What's that?
Speaking of ASAP, right? So ASAP get locked up in Sweden, and Trump go get him. How you feel about that? Like, as far as where we at in the culture, but what he did for
Trump didn't get him out.
I mean, he was advocating to go get that boy.
He still ain't get him out.
He ain't in jail.
He was coming out anyway. I mean, I don't think it had the effect that. But what was the question?
How do we feel about Trump?
Like, even having a voice on saying like ASAP Rocky, da 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 da.
I mean, but
here's the thing:
he's the president. So
I was about to say, he's the president, but just in the general sense of,
I think he's gonna win again. So.
He ain't got no choice at this point, unfortunately. But
yeah, we got choices.
I mean, we got choices, but if depending on how long this state of affairs stays,
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, no bullshit.
I got thoughts.
We got
revolution with it, but I cannot.
Yeah, but back to the original question.
Fuck all them candidates, because they not for me and mine. So that's what I'm gonna say.
That's how I feel about it in the majority
Until
of the
y'all
time.
come pay for my votes. If y'all want me and mine to vote, come holler at me and tell me what you can do for me immediately.
I'm more concerned about the local elections on some
I need it done immediately. Y'all want something done, come holler at me.
All stages.
Campaign
to black people. You want me to vote for you?
Yeah, come holler at me. Talk some dough and tell me what you can do for me immediately. I don't need no promises.
For me? but that is why you have to vote. So
no, what my man say, expeditiously. What you talking about?
But yeah, you have to vote so they see that people that look like you are voting. So then they will say, all right, so these people are voting. So what do I do to get their vote?
Actually do something for them.
That's why your vote matters, even if.
And I'm gonna be mad as shit when people say that shit don't matter.
It's politics.
You got finesse
the politics are in politics, yeah.
Oh, it's politics and everything, though, bro. You know this.
That's why the elderly, farmers, any big, large voting groups, that's who they campaign to.
But the leaders of these voting groups who are black need to be better gatekeepers.
We don't have really any voting groups. Every time we have one, every time it's one that's been like established and
that shit gets spent.
But it get they knock it out. That's not in the churches. They cool with the churches.
Yeah, they do be just like chilling on the churches.
Yeah, they cool with the churches, but
that's
any
because
other
they have a real nasty partnership with the churches.
Like if we remember
like on the financial side, they have like the nastiest. Ooh, they have the nastiest relationship with them niggas, bro. That's why super churches is able to walk on shit the way that they able to walk on shit as far as their taxes and stuff, bro. How else you able to get away? How was Reverend Johnson able to pull up in a Bentley, but niggas saying that the budget only fucking $5,000?
Well, I mean,
come on, bro.
But I think people say they want their reverend in the building,
bruh.
What for?
My mom tell me that
good.
she tell me that a reverend of the church. That I come there one day and I see the Rolls Royce riding past that jump. I'm like, a Rolls Royce over this jump. I'm like, hey, auntie, the reverend got a Rolls Royce. She was like, yeah, we got him. I said, we?
Yeah.
I said, you were just asking me for money last week. What you mean you got this man a Bentley?
Yeah.
You tripping. A Rolls Royce. I'm like, you
trying
tripping.
to be a part of that, man.
And then
she let him ride.
The sad part about that shit is, too, like, when that, in that setup, when the pastor or the preacher is supposed to be the face of the leader, son, they don't be giving back to the community that be up.
They be the leaders though. They the ones that be controlling the larger amounts of the population.
That's what I'm saying. But
the church, man.
So that's why
religious leaders, they the ones, they control a large portion of the population.
That's why politicians cater to them.
Some religious dude just got clipped for saying that he was selling the fake Corona junk. It was like a fake Corona vaccine, and he was like,
I know the Corona vaccine. You just got chill, stay clean, wash your ass, do what you supposed to be doing with your dirty ass. Listen,
please,
HIV and AIDS is an epidemic that broke out, and motherfuckers fucking raw. This shit come, niggas just like mask, gloves, Purell. But you're not wearing condoms.
Yeah.
Well. That's a preferential thing for most people.
Nah, I mean, come on.
I don't like that.
It's just like it's like people really like on they stand in the house shit right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of Corona babies.
Hey, listen, if Corona babies.
It's gonna be a lot of Corona babies
next 2 months.
Watch.
So hey, I doubt it.
All I'm you want to quarantine with me? You want quarantine?
Bro, the sickest shit.
Yeah, he said you want quarantine with me.
Hey, son, the sickest shit I seen online was like, if coronavirus don't take you out, can I? I was like, yo, y'all niggas need to chill. Y'all niggas.
Nah, hey, bro, I got high the other day, right? So I'm thinking, right? I'm in the car. I'm a fan of The Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? I watch that shit like. I'm
watching all Hey Arnold's right now.
Hey, look.
Taking my mind off this shit like
thinking,
a
like, man, what if this shit is some shit? You know, y'all seen I Am Legend?
Yeah.
And how they had a motherfucking disease like this that just wipe people out, but then it also didn't wipe them out. It actually kind of fake evolved them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you thinking that this is the next step of evolution?
I don't know what the hell that's what they acting like. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know nothing. Me, I'm following God. You feel me? Like,
fair enough.
I ain't
not even trying to ask those questions. You just like I'm just in the shits.
I mean, cause like the world end. What can you do to stop it?
That's real. That's big facts.
Like what can you do but be righteous and just walk right in what you supposed to be doing? Like, but that's what. It's more leaders than this the churches anyway. Like,
no, that's real. That's real. And it's like as much influence as they have, I wouldn't say that they're the most influential people in the culture or just within human society.
Well, not now, but they still
hold a good seat of power.
Right.
But
I mean, but even they integrated hip hop into the
and I was gonna say churches are evolving.
You feel me?
There's a lot of new churches that's real progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can go in that joint and hear him say the N-word, huh?
All that.
I know. I would like a church like that, honestly. I would feel like this N-word was talking to me.
I mean, because
I would feel like that. Fuck. I'd be right in the front row, be like, preach.
I mean, but you think about this. We were talking about the industry and gatekeepers. Think about how much power a person has if a person think that they're their spiritual gatekeeper. If they're gonna get them into heaven or hell or not.
Yeah, no, that's why.
Nah, but it's like, all right. So I'm gonna speak for myself, cause I feel like I gotta always remain conscious when I speak on this spiritual stuff, and not be all jokey. So, me personally, if a person asks me anything on a spiritual level, I'm gonna tell you what I know is right, and there's only one thing. I'm gonna just be like, follow God. You know what I'm saying? Pray and connect there, and then He gonna guide you. I can't guide you to nothing. You know, only God can guide you to that, or however that works. So I don't. But on the rapping side, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want to talk about that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't no point. You know what I'm saying? They won't listen anyway. So.
Yeah, that's not the vibe they want.
I mean, just pull up on me if you want to know. I want to talk religion.
It's easy. That's an easy conversation to have. I'm easy to talk about that shit because that's the more relevant shit, and that's the shit that actually feeds the music.
Right.
Like, I'm saying, like, whatever your spirit dictates is going to be reflected in your music. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you think about a lot of the fucked up shit that's happened in music in the last like 2-3 years, you know what I'm saying? Like the Pop Smoke situation, the Nipsey Hussle situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if there was like progression and shit within their music, the conflict that they speak about ends up coming full circle at some point for them. And that's the, like, it's fucked up that shit happened.
Yeah, I can't agree with that.
It's too many people that rap about stuff. That's I can't relate to.
Nah, but I feel like I can't, and I also can't agree with that because I feel like it was progression. Because I feel like, look how Meek Mill, his image has evolved, and what he had become the face of. Like, I don't even care about nothing about rap when it comes to him. I like his music. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna support him because he decided to step up and be a voice and a leader for those who didn't have one.
That's right.
You feel me? So, and that spark, like in the midst of all that, you know, Nipsey probably had contact with him, like, and however that worked with him going through his situation. But he come out better, and a lot of people follow him and his wave of how he moved.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they'd rather just be like, I got my stick now, ride my dirt bike now, but I'm doing positive shit now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that positive rap shit where it's at. So everybody really for real. Like, I seen Waka Flocka had an interview and was like, he knew he couldn't rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, he know he couldn't rap. He just made his money and he got out.
Oh yeah, no.
You feel me?
I think, but a nigga like people like Flocka are interesting because it's like there's a lot of.
He said interesting.
Nah, because
he's like, how so?
But feel this though. For people tell you who they are. It's when you make music, people tell you who they are usually. It's just how you listen to it.
Oh, let's do it. I liked it.
Bruh. But his first set of mixtapes, he had a skit where it was like, hey yo, if you think this is some lyrical shit, you need to throw it in the trash right now, bro. like he's like if a nigga tells you that shit from the beginning, it's like it's a okay, so this is the fucked up analogy. It's the R. Kelly effect. Alright? So if R. Kelly calls himself the Pied Piper of fucking R&B, bro, niggas need to Google or understand.
Do we have a rule about saying this man's name on here?
Oh.
Did we implement a rule? Or we just,
was there a rule?
Or we just tiptoe around it?
Was there a rule?
Go ahead, finish talking.
Because this is the shit that people need to pay attention to. His behavior, his temperament that people started to point the finger as problematic in the last 2 to 3 years when he's been catching all this smoke and shit. He been that nigga since the beginning.
Facts.
That's my point. If you look like if somebody tells you that that's their moniker, bruh. Draw the fucking lines, my nigga. Like that's a dangerous fucking figure, bro.
You know what? We gonna speak on it. That nigga's a fucking creep.
That's a dangerous.
People been knew he was a creep,
bro. But it's like, and then on the flip side,
and that's a problem in the community. You gotta speak on that shit. Fuck that.
His girl say he made him do the 2 girls 1 cup.
Yeah, dirty bastard. He's a dirty bastard.
For real.
Yeah.
Look.
Yo,
if you ever see this Mr. Crybaby, you a dirty bastard.
That nigga is
sick. Man, a dirty bastard.
Yo, he's right where he belongs.
I mean, but she did it. But you can't judge a person with doing.
She's in a precarious situation after she realizes that this nigga is not all the way wired the way that he's supposed to be, bruh. Because you enamored with the idea of who you see him to be.
That's why because people they'll give themselves to people. They're like, just tell me what to do, tell me how to live. I don't want.
But then it's like this though. Like I got daughters, so like these topics always be like.
It's a different vantage point for you.
And because I had sisters before I had daughters, right. So you know what I'm saying. Before that, I came from my mother, so I started with a woman. You feel me? So I'm not even about to act like
your daughters made you gave you a viewpoint to respect women. It was before that, but you got daughters like, you gotta protect. I feel you.
I may get labeled by women like certain ways, like you know how it is being out here being a man, but. It's certain things that I would credit myself to never do, and been in positions where I could have
take advantage. That's what I'm saying. You have the ability. Yeah, that's why I say I know it happens though, because people will try to give this. You be like, nah, I'm not. Trying to take
like, nah, I'm Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to do that. But it's other motherfuckers that we like, oh yeah, you do whatever. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I don't like. You just can't really. I can't really see how. A man got away with that for so long, and then like, bro, come on,
money.
Yeah, I know, but
money, power.
I know, but it's like no. But I'm saying that don't change. That don't change because at the end of the day, people still know that now. Now they acting like, oh, I'm so mad, bro. This stuff been happening in our community.
Motherfuckers was bringing
that's why, and that's why it's so funny. People was laughing at R. Kelly having his breakdown and shit and being mad on that Gayle King interview, but he's like, bruh, I've been doing this shit for fucking years.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, motherfuckers is bringing me that.
Like people was like, that's deplorable what he's saying, but it's like you gotta listen to it from you gotta listen to that shit from a different ear, bruh. Because it's like he's like, come on. It's like, and again, I'm not justifying anything that this motherfucker has done. But when that nigga finally had his moment where he unraveled this shit, when that nigga was like, bruh, I've been doing this shit all this time, and now y'all niggas want to be mad at me. Y'all kill me with this shit. Yeah, nah. So that's. I feel like that's why he got to that point, because he's like, dog, I've been doing this shit. Now y'all niggas want to be mad.
But.
Like that's like I'm not justifying. Like, he shouldn't have been doing that shit at all. But it's like
this though.
That's what
it's like this though. Like,
that nigga right where he belongs.
Fuck that nigga, bro.
Like,
straight up, fuck that nigga, bro. Because I feel like we need to be better examples. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
for the people and like
set the right standard.
But you gotta think of how many people rub shoulders with this nigga. Like, bro, man, jack this nigga the fuck up, bro.
That was the other part that was.
Jack him the fuck up. Like, hey, bro, step out, hey, bro. I grab this nigga by his do-rag. Hey, bro, let me stop playing.
Hey, but that's why. I think that's why Jay separated himself.
You need a house.
Jay-Z flamed his ass when they. What?
Bro, he's about to slap off.
Hey, Hov ain't flamed his ass, bro. Hey, Hov ain't flamed his ass, bro. When they Hov flamed that nigga.
Hey, bro,
ran that nigga off the stage. Get the fuck up out of here.
It's like, hold the fuck up, son.
The fuck up out of here.
But honestly though, shit come full circle for people. Like, and especially in that particular situation, I don't think he's not getting what he deserves at this point now. So he's right where he's supposed to be. Should have been there a long time ago. I think that's the part that has certain people upset when they're viewing.
But my thing as a civilian, as I always said, like niggas, like I thought the shit went after Aaliyah and all that stuff. I thought in the tape, I thought, all right, it wasn't still going on. Right, you know, to come to find out, it's been still going on, and every fucking body know about it.
Hey, but that's crazy too. Yeah, remember after the whole pissing on the girl?
Yeah, I
thinking,
like,
it's over with.
I'm surprised that nigga was able to have a career after that.
Yeah, because of Kill, I was like, all right, you ain't doing that no more. All right, cool. Make It Rain came out. He all singing Make It Rain. How they just let him get away with that shit, bro? This nigga made a fucking song, bro.
No, you know,
he got on the remix. He was like, hey, he probably Fat Joe, I gotta get on here.
I make it rain. I make it rain.
Sick.
I make it rain.
It's so, you know, it's bad. And it's like, it's like for him as a songwriter.
Nah, they don't fuck with that nigga though. I ain't even.
What you gonna say?
His songwriting is funny now when you listen to it because it's like it's that nasty double entendre. Like I'm a flirt. This nigga's basically saying he's going to snatch your girl and take her into
flirt with your little daughter.
It's just like I was just like, hey Slim, you wild, and he just put it behind a hot melody, and then niggas just buy it, eat it up. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those niggas too, but you gotta learn how to separate that shit at the end of the day when you really like understand
social media shit do that though.
Totality of it, man.
Social media, bro.
This nigga probably hate Instagram and shit now.
Oh no! All these Sherlock Holmes,
all these platforms and shit. Like that's
niggas
what
get the
researching,
finding out your past, all the shit you thought you was going to get away from 1999 pop back up in 2019.
Nah, but he just speaking about that guy. He made another tape with another teenager. But he taped everything.
That nigga probably got a whole hard drive of that shit.
Yeah, he taped everything.
It's some nasty shit.
That shit, I know the police got that shit. They all looking in and sharing it and shit.
And, dog, I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about
Nah, no 12. Next.
Next. Fuck 12 too.
No 12.
All the time.
Next.
Nah, but see funny as shit. So I heard you talking about what did he say? Murder Inc. earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that? The Inc. 50 Cent on Q and shit over here, bro. None of that.
Hey. It was interesting. That was an interesting fucking conversation because it was like I ended up writing it as like a 2-page like digital document. So 2 pages digital in today's climate where niggas don't like to read no more than a fucking paragraph. It's a pretty lengthy article. So that was from I had a tape recorder that my editor gave to me. Shout out to Capital Magazine too. Because they one of the few niggas that helped me to keep the lights on when shit be looking rough. Shout out to my nigga Maul, always looking out for me and shit. That's one of my OGs. But nigga Maul pulled up on me, and then he gave me a tape recorder. It is like more like the traditional tape recorders. So I had this phone out. I had Chris Gotti on speaker. And I had to record our conversation at the same time. So when I was listening to that playback, I listened to that playback probably like fucking like these like 30 times. And it's like an hour long audio conversation. So to listen to that shit in depth and like I gotta comb through all the sound bites. So it's like the details of that conversation are very much etched in my head because of how he was breaking down, navigating through shit, being confident with shooting your shot with shit, and knowing your value when you negotiate and leverage it with motherfuckers in the business space.
That shit is important, bro. That's the biggest shit I be kicking, bro. You gotta know your fucking worth and have leverage, bro.
Like, and then hearing him talk about how the Murder Inc. lost its steam because of the legal trouble that they ran into and how the government was trying to press them because of how they thought they was getting their sponsorships for their money. I might say none of this shit was ever proved, which was the other reason why niggas was mad because they still kept getting their fucking money from that shit after the fact. And then he kind of laughed about that shit after because he was like, the niggas never had a fucking chance, bro. It was interesting to hear him talk about that because it's like, it goes to show that even in the public eye, like you said, most people would be like G-Unit dead at all that shit in terms of the music or whatever. But success for people is written not by the people who are watching you. You got to figure that shit out for yourself. Mm-hmm. Because where he's at now, based off of the experience that he had, is interesting because even though Murder Inc. is not a functioning label at this point, right? He used all of his experience, networking, knowledge. Now he has his own independent music distribution shit that he does. And that was the reason why I was interviewing him in the first place.
Right.
So, like, taking that knowledge, and that's why I said, like, me now, even though it's only been like a 10-year gap from when I first started shit, like, I know how to write. I know how to network with people. I know how to book events. I know how to do this shit. It's just a matter of knowing when to do which thing based off of what I want to do for my progression. You know, and it's not like the best advice I give to niggas when it comes to like just navigating this shit. Don't pay attention to the next person next to you as far as gauging your success. Mm-hmm. Set your own standard for success. Map a plan out for it, and then work that plan, and then allow people that are in the same space as you, creatively speaking, or even outside creativity, life too, because life mirrors art mirrors life. I believe that truly. But like allowing those things to motivate you, but not to sway you into thinking that you're not doing the shit that you're supposed to be doing. Because shit gets you fucked up out here looking at social media every day.
You coming up in the Kanye Cudi era.
That was a fun time for music.
Who your GOAT? Who the GOAT?
Oh, if we're talking, so that would be
talking about of all time, Craig.
If we're talking from that particular period of music,
not all time. Period.
All time. Period.
Like
I hate thinking about that question.
This was Pokemon. You had
and I only get one choice.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's a great analogy because I love Pokemon. But I hate thinking about that question because I'm that nigga that really appreciates each artist's individual greatness type shit. And I get that everybody doesn't have the situation to who to go.
Who's your favorite artist?
Who's my favorite artist?
Who's the best to you?
Damn, I hate this question.
Everybody hate this question.
I fucking
hate.
Like
they don't want to say their favorite rapper.
Nah, it's not even that because it's like it's a.
I'm like, what's the
if
problem?
they drop, you gonna download it instantly. Mine, J drop, boop. That shit on my phone.
Shit, if Tupac came out with some new shit tomorrow, I'm like, what?
Head ass, bro.
Gotta get that.
If Pac drops something tomorrow,
gotta get that. Talking about the Rona.
If Pac drops something tomorrow, he's gonna lie.
I gotta get that, man.
He's the one that
and that Dave Chappelle skit is accurate.
Kendrick the GOAT. Kendrick's the GOAT.
Nah, bro. Kendrick Lamar.
I fuck with Kendrick, but nah.
Who had a better 3-album run than him?
Drake.
Drake ain't no 3 classes in a row.
The first 3 Drake albums, it makes it debatable because Take Care puts it in the space where it's an arguable argument.
Because that's y'all like the Weeknd shit for real.
But then Scorpion though, if he took more songs off Scorpion,
Drake's shooting percentage is what makes him
that's
crazy.
What I'm saying. It's a
you telling me Drake's first 3 albums is the same par as Kendrick's first 3 albums?
So what are Kendrick's first 3 albums? Are we
Good Kid, Mad City
mixtapes, or are we just
Good Kid, Mad City,
Good Kid, Mad City,
To Pimp Butterfly, and Damn.
When the last time you went back to which one?
I listened to all of them. I listened to like Pimp Butterfly.
Kendrick got him.
Yeah, Kendrick got him
because Kendrick showed I think better lyricism.
And storytelling.
His songwriting, Drake's songwriting ability, I think, is better than his, but Kendrick can be on par with it at the same time. Like Kendrick,
how you feel like his songwriting ability, Drake's songwriting ability, better?
Because he get references sometimes.
Huh?
Why you that say Drake's songwriting?
Because I feel like when you listen, if you go listen to Good Kid, Mad City, bro, like. That shit was a movie.
Yeah,
that's a different level of it. Where I said like Kendrick has the edge over him because Kendrick, like Drake will go for fluff with some substance. Kendrick goes for the substance.
Man, Drake the same, man. He the same, man. Fuck Drake, man. He the same, bro.
Like I ain't gonna shit on him like that. Drake shit on him like that.
Look, Drake is the same, bro. And I'm gonna say that because I like Drake when he was like ATF and when he was rapping like on Ransom and shit. He don't give me that shit no more, bro. He just.
I felt like he did his last drop.
Chicago 50.
I'm about to say I felt like he did it with his most recent drop, yo. You gotta go listen to
Drake the highest rapper in the game.
I had
both of them
flashbacks,
joints, right? But it's not the same, bro. It's not the same, bro.
But
like,
you can't expect
I miss the Drizzy, like even when
you missing Drizzy.
Yeah, bro. When he be spraying shit, bro. Young Angel, bro.
Yeah.
Bring it back,
you
bro.
Come
on, bro.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's like bring it back, bro.
But I feel like it's coming.
Nah, bro.
Come on. Like I feel nah because like I said, it's
what you waiting for, nigga?
It's
God damn.
But the only reason why I'm saying that is because of his last drop.
He what?
He reworking deals.
Oh yeah, he just built that big ass house.
Politics, man. Politics.
This nigga, I'm gonna say
he gonna finish it and then be like Prime Minister of Canada. Watch.
I mean, if Donald Trump could be president, bro,
there's no reason why he shouldn't.
He's definitely gonna get more stock in the Raptors. He probably own another team, because he's a good ambassador and all that shit. Mm-hmm. It's just
he's very marketable.
He owned a part of the Manchester United and all that stuff. Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, it's not the biggest part, but
it's still ownership.
It's one of them. It's I might be misquoting the team, but it's one of those teams.
Soccer
in that
teams.
League.
Okay,
yeah. Nigga getting euros. Respect.
Man, it's global, man. All them. We just say all the money. Didn't we just say?
In dollars.
But I'm just saying.
It's always impressive when you can do it in multiple arenas because you got to appeal to multiple like different shit. It's like it's shit is the same, but it's different depending on what part of the world you're in.
And he hitting all them motherfuckers.
Yeah, so it's like to that end is like that's why it's like I can't really shit on him, but so much I can't say like fuck.
Nah, man. I'm saying when
we talk about the GOAT conversation,
really fuck what you doing, but. When it comes to go conversation, it's fuck whoever your favorite rapper is. Because my favorite rapper, Jay-Z. So
I see when you say like it's so funny because when you talk about somebody like if they were to drop something, am I going to go download it? I probably would. I think the person that really got me excited to like. Okay, so you remember the question you asked me a little while ago? Was like, what really got you excited for rap?
Yeah,
Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
got me like.
But when he dropped shit, I don't be
really
hype. I wait.
Like he but because of how I got his mixtapes, because like the mixtape that kind of just got me like super excited for wanting to like break down all the lyrics, because up to that point I used to just drop 3.
Okay. I'm not gonna hold you. It's not when you find the message. I'm not gonna hold you, but he was snapping way.
I don't know, but it was like
that put me on to him, like that really made me really solidify him as like one of my favorites was Lil Louisiana.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that shit was snapping.
Chrome on the Monster, my favorite song. I know every word of the song. That's my shit.
Facts, but see, that's what in my mind makes him that individual, because Wayne is the gift and the curse for why people think that they can put out so much music at a high clip, and that shit's just going to stick all at once.
Quality,
that's what made it so unreal when that shit happened. Though
Tupac was doing that before him, though.
Nah. Well, nobody flooded shit like Weezy.
No, Pac had a lot of songs. He had like 5 albums.
But
Weezy flooded shit.
When he did that Best Rapper Alive shit, he took the shit. He was like, all right. Because motherfuckers wasn't respecting. Yeah, people wasn't respecting Lil Wayne like that at the time. Like he was cool. He was Hot Boy, the Juvenile, and all that.
Yeah, the game was up for grabs.
Yeah, but he said
because that was right after Jay did the Black Album shit. And he was like, I'm out the game.
He came on and showed me what you got when Jay-Z came back, and he ate him on that jump.
Yeah. I think Nas
make him get over here like
he don't get enough credit because he the one kept. Remember he said hip hop is dead.
Nas would be better if he had better beat selection.
But it was kind of weird.
Nas would be better if he had better beat selection.
I don't know, like certain rappers like it's like Nas and like Jadakiss and rappers like that. It's like I don't think that they not like greats and they not above rappers. I'm just like they did, and that's y'all know what's up with them. Like
Nas had one of the greatest albums.
Shit.
Huh?
Nas had one of the greatest albums ever.
Yeah, but he don't.
But outside of that album,
runs.
I'll ask you this question.
Talking about now, he invested. He just living.
I'm about to say
life.
outside
You know
of.
what I'm saying? Escobar ain't never had no fucking runs in rap like for.
Yeah, nah, it was way before even you was young. Like he was the shit.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying was before, because he came out, he was 19.
What you about to say?
You talking about Nas?
Nas, yeah, Nas.
Yeah, no, I mean like Nas's come up is dope, and Illmatic put him at his standard where you felt like nothing that he was going to put out was going to be trash. But the question I was going to ask, because I think that's the album you're referring to, right? Where he's like that.
It
like,
was really
the
better
best.
than Illmatic.
That's his opinion.
And
I saw that look on his face. That nigga was like,
it was written as like that.
But that was about to be my question. I was like, outside of Illmatic, what would be like a super stable album where it's like,
oh, that jump.
Stillmatic was like that.
That's
be
God's
what I
son.
want to be. That was my shit.
Okay,
I like that whole album.
What about Stillmatic? When he rapped the song backwards, the bullet went back in the gun. That Stillmatic was like that. I like Stillmatic.
It's like, I think the other part about it is too, Nas's personality he's never he'll ether a nigga, but it's not until you provoke him that he'll ether a nigga. He's not the nigga that'll come out and say, I got the ether with me. He's usually kicking his own shit, just trying to tell stories and shit. Then he gets into that killer instinct. The reason why I gave it to Wayne, and Tad touched on the point, because it's like, Wayne said, I'm the best rapper alive, and then took that shit like at the same fucking time, yo. And it was in such a undisputed fashion at that time. And there was some quality niggas out there. And it's like, in his head.
I gotta think who was out there.
At that time, Wayne was the best rapper alive. It was a lot of rappers.
Yeah,
like, I mean, because if we talking like that's early mid 2000s, you got T.I., you got Eminem, you got
but he took his spot and was like
just like Debo and niggas.
Yeah.
And then the work ethic on top of that, and like,
the
said,
mixtape game is what changed that though.
And it's like he
led by 50 Cent.
He leveraged it between him and 50. 50 was another one.
50, because 50 was out at the time.
Yeah,
but that was after 50 Cent already came out. Get Rich or Die Trying already came out and stuff. But then he came, because like, what's going to happen after 50 Cent? Because if motherfuckers remember the G-Unit wave,
niggas
shut shit down.
Yeah, I know. Niggas was out here in sports bras, tank tops.
yeah, you know what I mean? They had everything shut down.
That was the first time niggas wanted to try to wear bulletproof vests as a fashion statement.
Shut shit down for a good rep.
And came back full circle.
And Lil Wayne, Kanye and Lil Wayne are the first people, because could shit move when 50 Cent was really doing it, but Lil Wayne, Kanye,
then Ye broke through.
And
it's like I would give it to Kanye, but it's like
right.
I feel like his most recent work
would
move him out.
I'm
of
just
that.
saying at that
shit,
time.
though.
I'm saying at that time
he be spitting that shit.
Well, if you gonna say that, then Cardi. What Party?
Okay, well listen, Kanye is my man.
I like Kanye.
I don't like to talk about Cardi because I don't care. But Kanye,
he's a great producer.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Like
he basically DJ Khaled that can rap.
Dr. Dre.
Huh? He better than Dr. Dre to me.
Yeah, I think.
And what?
I think Kanye was better than Dr. Dre all the time because he get his rap.
Producing
and rapping.
I feel like
he ain't better than Dr. Dre.
Alright, okay, I'ma stand on it. Yeah, I do say that.
I'ma stand
on it.
Just to make it interesting.
Just because of how I rap. I like them soul beats and them samples.
Have you heard of Chronic? What album Kanye produced better than Chronic?
My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Well, it's a musical preference thing. That I was
my darts, but like my darts is the fancy is the cheat code.
Like that's the music that got me rapping for real. Like I like NWA and shit, but it's like
and then even
Kanye West, like bro, that was a whole nother.
You gotta think about all the people Dre associated with.
You gotta think about all the people associated with.
Dre resume
through the wire
better than Kanye's. He got
whose resume is better than whose?
I said Dre resume.
Choir singing his hit.
I'm about to say if you take away all the antics from his shit, bro, his range is a little bit longer than Dr. Dre's too.
Yeah, his level to this, bro.
Dre been in the game for like
Dre did a lot of stuff that people forget about and like different sounds.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
forgot about Dre. No pun intended.
Yeah, I'm saying he did it.
Everybody want to talk like he got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. I feel. Go ahead.
I'm just saying this is true.
How did he do that?
Because he did a good.
That's impressive. Shout out to Dr. Dre.
After
Shout out to
He's
fucking
the GOAT.
Dr.
My
Dre,
man,
because after Death Row, he was producing a whole bunch of different sound, like different shit, but he wasn't in the videos and all that, so he had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't either though. Yeah, he wasn't either.
But
though.
I would put him over. I would put him on. I don't know,
Timberland.
Who lost? Didn't they do the beat battle? Didn't Timberland lose to Just Blaze?
Like for real, Kanye.
No, I thought it was Swiss Beats and Just Blaze that had the beat
People
battle.
vote and say he said
And Timberland had
For
one
real,
too, I
Kanye.
believe.
For real, Kanye.
Yeah.
As far as what?
Yay.
Producer.
You talking about just one person in the studio, or with a team?
Pharrell or Kanye. That's a good one.
Damn, man. Pharrell John like lit though.
Pharrell.
That's what
I
I'm
ain't gonna
saying.
lie, this nigga made Happy. Fuck all the other songs y'all been talking about.
He made Happy. He made Snitch. Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come
Happy.
home.
I'm like, damn.
He
Clever,
made,
good God, that's a good ass vibe. How'd you make it?
Pharrell. Nah, it's Pharrell.
I'm gonna have to say
That 4-beat signature he got. Like
The fact that
I'm glad my
I'm
eyes
a
got
see
the
I'm
one
a
outside.
see I like one of my influences that really like just got me enjoying listening to music and shit is funk music. So like Pharrell is like
Well, then you would have to like Dre. That's G-Funk.
I mean,
I like Dre.
I'm not saying that I don't fuck with Dre, but in that question where he's like Kanye or Dre, I would have to give it to Kanye because Kanye has that same type of funk and soul and shit, and he can implement it into his songs in a lot of different ways, and he did it from his very first College Dropout.
What about Puffy though?
Puff is like
Puffy don't never get mentioned.
Puffy is a Puffy. I said Puffy.
He don't get mentioned.
Puffy is a unique individual.
He don't get mentioned enough as far as best
but
producers.
Puff is like
him and Hitman.
Puffy cloned himself.
Puff
He's
is
doing
like
it all
Puff
over
is like
again.
the greatest
A&R.
I was about to say the greatest A&R who ends up sometimes getting ghostwriters.
But he was producing though.
But that was Hitmakers.
But I mean, but if you say give me the snare,
He's an arranger before
because you hit the button and I said, nah, I need that move. Who's making the song?
Yeah, because you're not about to take that away from me because I be in the studio.
Exactly.
So I'm also an engineer.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, nah. I need that. I need that over here,
You're
baby.
composing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like arranging and composing more than he is like a producer the way that those other dudes.
But he does produce the shit. That is a product of his composition.
That's what I'm saying. He hit the knob sometime. I'm just saying, he whenever we talk about that, he get left off.
Puff is like he.
The only reason I'm gonna say yeah to Puffy because I'm gonna say Biggie. You can't.
But you can get Dre Pop.
That's and Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, Mary.
Like he was responsible for a lot of R&B success in the 90s. You feel me?
Yeah, no, that's why
I said it's a
real shit. That was levels. Like he took R&B and then he was like, "Come on, I got rappers too." Take that for real. He was real like
Biggie, Mace, and Lil' Kim. Who else?
Who else?
Puff?
G-Dep.
Craig Mack. He got one hit about him. He got one hit about Craig Mack.
But he did. Puff produced a lot of other shit.
But he got one hit about a Craig Mack and that song fire, bro. Flavor in your ear.
That's one song.
Motherfucking
Two
Dirty
songs,
Money.
The remix was fire too.
Do we count the remix as a separate song?
Yeah, because my man said.
But he invented the remix.
My man said, "I tongue kiss a piranha, electrocute a barracuda. I'm here to bring the drama, bruh." LL Cool J was spitting on that bitch, bruh.
Puff, he invented the remix.
That nigga got shit started,
I
bruh.
give him that.
Yeah, he good.
My man got that shit started. Then look, he do the rap shit. He got Genuine and Loon on songs and shit. Bro, I was a Diddy fan. You had me fucked up, bro. I wanted denim on denim. Give me the leather in the motorcycle.
I fuck like it's like I fuck with people. It's like, do I prefer them over other people?
Yeah,
is the question, right?
Cool.
Like
Yeah,
as far
you've
as
been ducking them
in
answers.
that,
you know the question. We all know the question.
But J.
We
Cole
like
the
those
best
answers.
rapper / producer. I'm just saying.
Big Crit,
Cole.
Nah, I would give it to Cole over
Cole.
Crit.
Big Crit,
Cole.
I would give it to Cole over Crit. You saying Chris beats are better?
beats are more diverse. No, I don't. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking because I fuck with Crit, and it's hard when you really like both of the people.
Like, and I like.
Because you gonna say best rapper for me if you say, but like J. Cole is a as
more
far as
consistent.
rapping,
He's more consistent than Crit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then the production isn't that big of a gap, but it's
I think Crit
be spitting, so it's no disrespect.
Crit be spitting.
No, no disrespect. I'm just saying.
His, and I think his moments. I'm the type of nigga that appreciates a dude that he can stay under the radar but still give like really standout moments. And Big Crit is one of those people. Like Mount Olympus is one of the hardest rap songs that's come out.
That's what I'm saying. Crit go hard.
Like that's some shit you would have to rap genius it, and even after you rap genius it, you're still trying to figure out how that nigga was able to put that shit together. And it's like for him to do it at that clip, still not get all the props that he's supposed to, and still give it at a high ass level to where like what
props are rappers supposed to get for what they doing? Like if someone does acknowledge it, like you're acknowledging it. Right, now song. What? Now what? Someone's acknowledging this shit right now.
I mean, because when you talk about rappers in 2000 and 2020, like for real, people mainly talk about J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake.
Shit.
But right now,
Blueface.
Blueface.
I'm talking about the top.
I listen to Blueface.
We talking about like the top
echelon,
top tier.
Yeah, but I think they gonna start sliding Roddy Ricch in there. They gonna start having to slide.
Ain't no slide him in there. He walked in there, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Big Sean should be somewhere in there too.
Nipsey Hussle walked my man right in the door. He walked his ass right in the door.
Big Sean don't do the numbers.
Big Sean don't do the numbers.
He don't do the numbers.
Not when you comparing them to the other.
He ain't doing like Lil Uzi numbers.
Yeah, he not doing Lil.
I mean, but this nigga waited 30 years to drop his album.
And he was
Kendrick do the same thing.
You just talking about Uzi?
But Kendrick has the TDE machine, and that's a whole that's a whole different animal as far as like how they.
No, you can't.
Business.
No,
these niggas be having me sick taking 30 years to drop these albums though.
What you mean machine?
But
it's like Top. I feel like Top and Punch got TDE running in a way where it's like it's the most effective and efficient label that nobody really talks about on a consistent basis. Like you gotta think about. Everybody
talk about TDE.
I mean, they talk about them, but it's like I feel like it should be something like they should be a standard that's talked about more because you got to think about how the dynamic is distributed from top to bottom. And with J-Rock just winning the Grammy, like what was that like last year, the year before? J-Rock winning the Grammy for shit that solidified him even more because it's like it's not just Kendrick that's able to go out here and pull these awards and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, now they got SZA.
And then it's like SZA.
And Schoolboy.
I'm about to say Q's liable to give you a high quality project that furthers the brand.
And what's the young
Zay Rashad? Oh, you talking about a Reason?
Yeah, Reasons is dope, and it's like they keep bringing in people that they're not looking for all the fame and shit. They looking to make that like Dreamville's kind of in the same boat.
You mean they want to make good music?
QC.
They want to make
QC. Yeah, they good too.
QC
locked in.
Yeah, no, they fucking
especially with Lil Baby.
Lil Baby got no one out.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where the fuck is the Migos at, bro? What's going on? Like
they
Offset and Cardi B are living happy in their house.
You think they coming back, bro?
They got Culture 3 coming up.
Yeah, they
Culture 2 was y'all like fine.
And on top of that, they've been getting more endorsements.
I would say they diversified their money. They started investing. They took all that money they made.
You know how much money you made from doing a Popeyes ad in today's climate, my nigga? They all had their own individual items on the menu.
With Popeyes, man, I've been eating Popeyes before the fucking sandwich.
You know how fat you gotta be to get your own menu. And you know what's funny and shit? When that shit first came out, I swear to God, I was like, "Hey, bro, they constructed their menus when they was all high as shit."
So
I was like, "That's their munchies menu when they go to Popeyes."
Did you answer the question?
For what?
Who's the GOAT? Who's the best? Did you answer the question?
I give it away.
Wayne's the GOAT. Who's your top producer?
Ye. Give it a Ye.
You want a Wayne and Ye album?
That would be interesting.
That'd be stupid as shit.
It would be because it's
stupid.
I don't know.
Album. Like I don't know. I mean, listen, bro. I don't know, man. It'll be a waste of time. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I mean, with Ye,
today Ye,
like today Ye and today's Wayne, that shit would look like two 50-year-old niggas trying to play on the basketball.
No, it'd be wrong. It'd be like Bad Boys 3. That's what the fuck it'd be like. It'd be like Bad Boys 3. All right, that's what the fuck.
Yeah, I didn't even see that now.
That's not always the case because Daytona was great.
Daytona was hard.
Yeah, Daytona was brief. So
you mean brief?
You had to make me a fucking line. 7
songs.
songs. Make me a fucking line. That shit was Hippies and Pancakes.
I mean, it was a classic. But does it have to be a long length project for it to be something that's
long?
Nah, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying it was.
Hey, he said he was cutting down. Push said he had more tuck.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it was brief. Like
yeah.
What you expect from Pusha T? 7 songs. You got 7 songs to do your thing. You better.
Yeah.
Just Pusha T.
Yeah.
That's one half of the clips we talking about. Like,
Wayne,
y'all forgot the numbers they used to do.
Interesting though.
You forgot, like, who was your favorite Clips member anyway?
Malice.
Pusha.
What?
Malice.
It was always
Malice.
Man, it was Pusha T for me, bro. Pusha T wrote this shit for motherfucking McDonald's.
That's why I heard it.
Yeah, but he didn't get the fucking residuals. He got the fucking one time. It was good, but I wish he would have got the residual.
Yeah, we can still be on this shit.
I just pray for the future. Everybody ask for the residuals. They ask you to write a jingle. Say, yeah, can I get? Let me get $1 every time you play. Forever. Forever. That's what everybody else do. That's what everybody else do. Get them residuals.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he signed that shit early on though. It's like one of them early deals, and that's always the bad part about music industry and shit. And it's like the predatory nature of it is exposed a lot more now because niggas got like a camera or a phone where they can tell.
Niggas still signing fuck deals. Motherfuckers be trying to sign to me. I be telling them.
Because I mean,
hey, what's up?
Because you gotta think about where these niggas be at when they sign these deals. Like if you come from nothing and these niggas trying to make shit work, them niggas ain't going to say not going to say no to the shit deal because they just thinking about the shit game.
All in the videos. Come to Pancakes. Tired of that shit. I'm on my Suge Knight shit. Come sign. I'm gonna get you right.
Oh,
see, niggas still trying to Suge Knight niggas and shit.
That's not advisable.
It's never gonna change.
Even Suge Knight would tell you.
Arguably, Suge Knight was one of the greatest label heads in the game.
I mess with shit.
Yeah, they just lasted for like what 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, but he got it in.
Yeah.
Hey,
legend. That's a legend.
Yeah, that's legendary.
It's because of the stable that he was able to put together. Because you have Dr. Dre.
That's all you gotta say is Tupac.
Right.
Well, Dr. Dre, yeah.
But Dr. Dre is the engine that gives them the music, and they don't got no shit to spit on. And Dr. Dre don't put the shit together.
Nah, you had
Dog Pound,
Daz. Yeah, Dog Pound, Daz. Mm-hmm. Daz produced a lot of that. That's why he got that money. Them 23 mils.
Niggas up.
Yeah.
Niggas need to go to Belize. They got that money. They need to go somewhere else and get right.
But he had to get his back in.
They eat so well over there too, bro. There's no like processed shit.
Hey, Shine from down there?
I'm not sure. I know he's from the island. I'm not sure which one.
Somebody Google that.
Where the fuck Shine from? I ain't asking serious. In the last episode, she was tipping.
Right.
Shawty was tipping.
Hey Siri.
Yeah, so I appreciate you coming out, you know what I'm saying?
Where is Shine from?
It is? Oh yeah, that's his man.
I found this on the web.
It's first. He didn't even know Shine was from out there. He was out there doing shit and Shine Hood and all of it.
That's funny, so.
Yeah, but I appreciate you coming out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate you coming out.
You have any projects coming soon? Anything you want to?
Alright, so probably not supposed to talk about this too much because people who helped me work on the project told me to relax because I was dropping some content on Instagram and it was like, relax.
Well, if you don't want to.
Hey, nah. I don't care because I'm the person that's calling the main decisions at the end of the day. I'm working on a project right now to reinsert myself back into music and doing distro shit. It's called Journeyman's Notes. I plan on dropping it the last week of April. Right now, it's going to be about 7 to 8 songs, give or take. Well, like I said, some small stuff to get people reacquainted with me because I've been gone for a minute. I only got to record 2 more, and then after I record those 2, mixing the rest of this shit. Process of Progress is out right now. Shout out to Prince Kaching. What else is going on? StevenX The Truth is where I bees at on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook it's just StevenX. Not too hard to find. Appreciate y'all. Y'all niggas. Sure. Y'all got some good shit going here. I like how it was just swinging from back to forth. Y'all got some good shit going. I'm going to be looking forward to see what y'all do next because y'all been having some different individuals on here. That's why I wanted to try to come up with that beat game.
Definitely appreciate you coming out. You know what I'm saying? Sharing your truth anyway. Sharing what you got on your mind.
This shit was fun. This shit was fun. I haven't done no shit like this in a minute, man.
Y'all already know we out of here. Shout out my guys. And let's see, rap.